Do you want to successfully build an online brand, both on and off Amazon? Then stay tuned because I'm going to show you the most effective ways to bring in more customers with social proof while creating authentic content that you can use on your website, social media, and ads, plus a few extras. That's coming up next on Behind the Stone. Welcome back to the Sunken Stone channel, where e-commerce brands, agencies, and do-it-yourselfers receive tips, tricks, and tutorials to improve strategy, growth, and operations every week. So be sure to subscribe. Just click on the red subscribe button below or click on our channel page to see more videos. I'm Robert Runyon from Sunken Stone, and today I'm joined by Oded Farkash and Dan Kleiman, and we're going to show you exactly how to create content that builds instant trust with consumers and makes it easier for users to take immediate action. Oded, how are you this morning? Dan, how are you this morning? Thank you so much for joining me.
Hey, what's up?
I'm so excited to have you guys on the show. We're talking about some really incredible topics. Say you've built a successful e-commerce business. Maybe you're struggling creating different strategies to build an Amazon brand, or you're struggling to get social proof, or you're struggling to boost reviews and sales, or find profitable sources of traffic. Well, today I'm going to show you exactly what you need to know using real-life subject matter expertise and examples to teach you exactly how to make an impact without spending too much time or money on your e-commerce business. Here, you'll receive a deep understanding of what it takes to build an e-commerce business from scratch and grow it to sell successfully. First, we're going to talk about all the things that you need to consider when thinking about reaching your audience with relatable, creator-generated content when they search for reviews online or see your ads. Dan, can you speak to that? Do you have any examples that you could provide us?
Yeah, definitely. So I'll kind of introduce myself and a little bit what I'm doing today and how I got about it. So today I am alongside Oded. We co-founded Bambassadors, which is short for brand ambassadors, which essentially is something that we've done for our e-commerce brand. So back in the past, we've started a showerhead brand, which is called StoneStream, and we sold it in the beginning of this year, in the beginning of 2021. And when we started at StoneStream, we were not working with brand ambassadors. We were producing content with studios in California, and we paid like $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a production just to make a video and try to reach out to our new audience and get conversions on Facebook. And that lasted for about a year and a half or so. And then moving on, in a certain part of the journey, we kind of saw a lot of ad fatigue, and we said, all right, we got to really focus on kind of sharpening the way that we reach out to the audience, and we should just try user-generated content. And kind of in short, what I did was I personally created a review, kind of reviewing the showerhead, really demonstrating what the showerhead was about and compared it to a different showerhead. And then it absolutely exploded. The video that we posted was so successful. And we said, all right, this is amazing. We were like opening champagnes at how good it was. And then we came up with the concept of starting a brand ambassador program, which means in essence that we invited content creators. In the beginning, it was just our customers. We offered them to review our products in exchange for a gift. And then later on, we actively reached out to small content creators and asked them to become brand ambassadors. So we built a page, they registered, and they got free showerheads, and they posted unbiased review really of the showerhead on their own channels. And we took all that media content, kind of mashed it all up, turned it into ads. We had dozens of videos posted within just a few months. And then we kind of really understood the importance and the immense power of user-generated content on driving conversions, direct response conversions. And that's what led us into starting Bambassadors and offering what we've done for ourselves to other brands, to other e-commerce brands. That's kind of, in short, brand ambassadors, what Bambassadors is, and what user generated content means for us.
That's absolutely incredible. And thank you for taking me through that story. And this is something that you see large brands doing nowadays. It's all about influencer generated content, unique user generated content. And that right there is the wave of the future, right? Like it's the easiest way to be able to drive sales.
Back to what I was saying, if you look at the kind of user generated content / influencer niche and industry today, you have those mega influencers at the top, David Beckham, Kardashians, whatever. And then you go down to those micro influencers, and then all the way down to nano influencers. And a lot of companies are working with nano influencers. You can work with a lot and get good reach and authentic reach. And we work with somewhere in the range of like content creators who are not even don't define themselves as influencers, but they create awesome content on their channels. If it's in their TikTok channel or their YouTube channel, it's authentic, it's real, it's usable as social media ads and social proof. And really, it goes a really long way when people actively search for your brand on Google or YouTube. They search for your brand name and then review. And if there are a lot of results or even several results of real people reviewing your product, it can go a long way in terms of kind of pushing them in the right direction right when they are making that purchase decision, when they're contemplating whether they should check out or they should abandon the cart. It really has an impact on ROI if you examine it over time.
Okay, cool. So just to add on top of what Dan said, if I imagine how advertising, like specifically video advertising works, it basically hasn't changed since, I don't know, like the 60s, the 70s, right? It's like the same kind of commercial ads. You'd see either a celebrity or, someone that looks great, demonstrating a product in a way that, kind of looks very appealing. And I think, in this day and age, the consumers are far more educated. They know better. They know, it's just advertising. They started becoming indifferent to all these kind of different, like video types or like ad types, I would say. And over time, they are being bombarded with so many of these video commercials that I think, it's really hard to stand out. And I think today, authenticity is what plays a big role in every kind of brand's, message and positioning. If you're talking about like, social responsibility or, always being in direct relationship with the consumers, whether on social media or whatever it may be, it's a process that kind of started, I think, back like 20 years ago. And now, it's very progressed. And I think we got to a point where even influencer marketing became so saturated and so overused that people started, not believing even the influencer marketing now. So I think, like the next type or like the next format of marketing would be just, people speaking for your product for you. And, what better way to do that than letting, people just try out the product and, tell other people what they think, is best about them. And, all the different advantages. And, also you'll be surprised, once you give out, free product to other people who aren't essentially getting any money in exchange for, their honest feedback. And you'll be surprised of, like the different selling points they'll actually come up with. So, they'll give you a lot of ideas. You'll essentially brainstorm, together with them, and you'll find a lot of different angles to market your product too. And I think, as Dan said, it goes a long way. It does. And like, it so much does that even, for our own brands back in 2019, I think it was maybe in the beginning of 2020, we just shifted entirely to focus on brand ambassador marketing only. So we stopped doing all the different, other formats we were doing and just focusing entirely on brand ambassador type of marketing, and it worked wonderfully. to the point that we had exited the business, as Dan said, the last February.
That's truly incredible. So let's say that we're developing new strategies for establishing trust with consumers to help scale your e-commerce business. Can you point me to any data or case studies that you may have?
Yeah, so I think that the best way to kind of go about it is really focus on our most vast experience of StoneStream. Our Showerhead was initially started in 2017. It was started from scratch. It was a product that we found on AliExpress. We built a store and we started some Facebook ads, really kind of the basics of the basics. No branding, no one knows this brand, had, brand new, fresh page of 0 followers. So kind of that's where it started. And as time went by, we used, I guess, 1.5 years worth of real classic commercials, as Oded said earlier. Those were those studio commercials, kind of imagine a splashing water coming out of the shower heads. And I worked until kind of, maybe 18 months going in. And then we saw CPAs, amazing CPAs in the beginning. We're talking like $10 per conversion, which leaves us at a ROAS of about 2.5, 3, 3.5, maybe 4 even, depending on the country that we were marketing to. And then around that fatigue area, we were going all the way down to maybe ROAS 1, which is absolute loss because you have product costs and staff costs and whatnot. And then we were suffering from really bad ad fatigue for months, and we were kind of going around and we thought, what should we do here? And then the moment that we started working on real authentic content, and it wasn't even influencers. As I said, I was the one who made the first review. It worked really well. And then we were back from, $20, $30 CPA all the way back to even less than $10. We were seeing like $8, $7 CPA at like very amazing days. But, we were averaging really good numbers almost until like we sold it. And then we kind of pushed more and more videos and kind of stabilized that user generated content at a very profitable point, profitable ROAS of 2 point something. So really amazing stuff here. And I think the biggest case study thing here is that new content, new creative works, especially when running Facebook ads. So ad fatigue in 2017, 2018, you could use the same ad for months, but today you can't use an ad for more than a certain amount of impressions, and getting new content out there for cheap is key to making a profitable business. So if you can produce a lot of new user generated content, combine that with certain video editing, not even something super smart, you can kind of balance your ROAS at a very healthy point and maintain it for a long time. So I think that in terms of the StoneStream case study, it literally what kept the business alive in terms of creative marketing on Facebook and TikTok in the final year. And I think that that was a key point of making this business sellable and helped us sell it in the beginning of this year.
So just to jump in on that, I think what we realized at some point is that it's not just about getting some posts or some videos posted on YouTube or TikTok, which is very important, and I'll speak onto that why. But also you'll get all this great content, whether it's images or you can kind of cut all different images from the videos and basically do whatever you want with them, which is great because one, you can create review sections on your website which are far more authentic and persuasive than the usual text review. Even imagine even an Amazon listing review, right? So you have all these different text reviews, and although it says it's a verified purchase, there's so much going on with all these text reviews, especially on Amazon. There's so much hassle around that. There's competitors battling each other to kind of fake review each other and stuff like that. So you know, even today, like consumers, I think like a little, you know, suspicious with all regard to text reviews. And I think this is why it's great. Even, you know, think about yourself, like going on Amazon, trying to buy a product, and then you look at the reviews. You'll try to find those reviews that have, you know, like either video or an image, because you'll find them more authentic and you know, more persuasive and more helpful for you to make a, you know, a smart purchase decision. And I think, you know, this is key here, because you can use all this great content that all your brand ambassadors and those content creators create for you, and in collaboration with you, just for free product, right? And you'll get, you know, their free opinion, and you know, true opinion, and you can share it along with other consumers to educate them and help them make, you know, better purchase decisions. And you know, I think you'll find it very surprising how well it does to your conversion rate to kind of spread out all these different images and videos throughout the funnel, even on Amazon. Even if you're just selling on Amazon and you don't have this, you know, omni-channel brand like we did, you know, I think it's very important to kind of show people that a lot of other people just like them. And I think also, you know, we can touch on, like, it's great to have different personas doing this video reviews for you. So, you know, different people can relate, you know, to those different reviewers. And I think you can, you know, play with all these different reviews and you know, spread them across the channel, whether it's on Amazon or omni-channel, you know, your own operated websites, other marketplaces, whatever it may be, even on ads, right? Social media, whatever. If it's like, you know, if you run ads, especially if you run ads, you know, people, you know, we didn't know it at the beginning, but people will go on and search for your brand online after they're being exposed to your ad, especially these days, right? So, so, you know, again, people are far more educated. They make smarter buying decisions. And I think, you know, it's the brand mission to do just that, to help them make smarter purchase decisions.
You guys said it perfectly there, because, you know, consumers do have access to the internet and to more data than ever before. One of the first things that I do whenever I'm purchasing a product, yes, I do look at reviews. I compare reviews from one company to another. I look at people's experience. You know, I try to weed through all the marketing jargon, as you guys had stated earlier, that there's a lot of influencer marketing, and people like kind of ignore that nowadays because they want to see real people just like them. So, you know, what are the things that e-commerce business owners should know about giving people evidence that other shoppers have already had a positive experience with their brand? Oded, can you speak to that? Do you have any examples you can provide?
Sure. Yeah, I think, you know, that's really key, especially if you're a new brand and you haven't established any kind of, you know, brand presence and brand reputation. That's, you know, even more so for more established brands when they, and I'm sorry, for more premium brands when they sell, you know, high ticket type of products. You know, people are not spending very easily, you know, over $100 these days. So I think, you know, it's important to show them other people just like them reviewing the products, you know, talking good things about the product, demonstrating the products themselves, you know, maybe even in ways that you hadn't even imagined. So I think this is why it's great to have all these different people. You know, I would say as many as possible, but, you know, like just to throw out some numbers, I would start with at least 20 people to review a product and post it out there, so you can, you know, have like one different personas reviewing your product, so you can, you know, use it across the board, whether it's on your social media ads, website, Amazon listing, whatever it may be, right? And I think, you know, they do go a long way, and they do top, you know, text reviews, because they're far more authentic. People actually see other people just like them demonstrating the product, talking great things about the product and the company. And I think even for a new company that maybe even just starting out, a new brand that, you know, it's not quite well known out there, I think, you know, seeing all these different people talking about product and brand, you know, makes a lot of sense for consumers to do, to go and place an order, even so. So I would definitely, be convinced myself, even if I didn't see many reviews, seeing 10, 20, 30 different people talking about a brand, posting it out there, whether on TikTok or YouTube. And I think, it does justice for any brand out there. And I think that's definitely something you should consider doing in 2021, at least, if not 2022.
So what are the things that Amazon e-commerce business owners should look for when hunting for relevant content creators to boost ad performance and build trust with consumers? Oded, can you speak to that? Or Dan, either one?
Yeah. Actually, I'll jump in. So, in our experience, working with TikTok has been somewhat of like an amazing experience. So what happened is somewhere around 2019, kind of late 2019, we were talking to the business unit of TikTok in Israel, and they were talking to us about getting the showerhead brand onto TikTok and start advertising and creating content. And they said this sentence, which is literally the TikTok business ads slogan. And they said, "Don't make ads, make TikToks." And we're like, what does that even mean? And they said, yeah, you can make those Facebook ads and use them on TikTok because they wouldn't work because the audience is used to a more entertaining type of content, something interesting, something with the energy and vibe of TikTok. And for me, it was actually don't make ads, make TikToks, and then turn them into Facebook ads, which was something that kind of led us into realizing that we need to find someone who is a TikToker, essentially, to create content for us, and then we'd use it as Facebook ads. So we were talking to the business unit around the end of 2019, and then COVID hit. Was a nightmare in terms of logistics. We had to talk to our partners in China and relocate our warehouses.
We actually transitioned to pre-orders instead of the usual sales.
Yeah, it was
truly a
crazy times. But then around, when the dust settled, we were talking to TikTok again and said, hey, what's up? Are you guys ready? And they said, and we said, yeah, sure. Let us look into this. And they said, all right, you know what you should do? Go to TikTok Creator Marketplace. You'd find tons of creators and maybe you can work with them. So that's what we did. So we logged on to the TikTok Creator Marketplace. We started a campaign. It's called a campaign. So you basically invite 20, 40, 60 creators to collaborate with you. So you say, my brand name is this and that. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm willing to pay. And I was willing to pay somewhere around from $30 to $60 per video. And I was looking for someone who would create 8 videos for us. And we found this guy, also Robert, by the way, and he was an unemployed. Yeah, amazing in retrospect. So he was this unemployed actor who just moved to Hollywood from Idaho or something like that. And COVID hit, so he was out of a job and he was in Hollywood making TikToks for a living, and he was. He had like 300,000 followers, which is amazing. And I told him, listen, I don't want you, and this is important, I don't want you to post the content on your channel. You don't have to kind of bombard or spam your audience with commercials or sponsored content. Just take access. Here's access to our account of TikTok, which started from 0 likes, 0 followers, 0 videos. And post it there, and we'll kind of collaborate, and I'll share some ideas, and I totally give you creative liberty and freedom to offer whatever ideas that you have into promoting the showerhead and make it TikToks and not ads. And so he did, and we started, and the first videos were just like a bunch, 100 views, 200 views, nothing significant. And then this one video came, and it totally hit the jackpot. 400 something thousand views. Dozens of sales, like immediately, we were seeing Google Analytics spike through the roof. So it was,
and that's amazing. Organic. It's important to mention
organic.
Yeah,
that's organic content, not even paid ads. And we were like, oh, this is crazy. We got to scale this up. And within the next 90 days, we recruited like 6 more creators, duplicated that method again and again and again and again. And kind of fast forward 90 days of working on TikTok, we have at that point like 20,000 plus followers, millions of views, hundreds of thousands of likes, tens of thousands of comments, and hundreds of sales, if not even more than that. I can't even remember. And then we took all the most popular content that kind of exploded and went viral on TikTok, and we used it as ads on TikTok and on Facebook. And I can share
and
that
on YouTube even.
And on YouTube, that's true. I can share that after we sold the business. If you go to the ad library of StoneStream, you can see that the ads that the StoneStream brand uses till this very day are the ads produced by those content creators. And that's like the biggest case study that I can think of in terms of how to take TikTok content and work with TikTok Creator Marketplace on working amazing user-generated content and driving sales organically and paid and making it last for over a year, really. So that's like a huge value bomb that I can, the biggest value bomb that I can drop on this show.
Yeah.
So so just
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So so just to add on top of what Dan said, I think it's important to put emphasis on, like, okay, so there's the usual profile, which is your feed or whatever, the organic channel of TikTok, and then you have TikTok ads, which is the the paid advertising. But then you have the creator marketplace, which is essentially just like, let's say, Upwork or other freelance marketplace, right? Like Fiverr or whatever. But unlike Fiverr or like, very similar to how Upwork works, you're, posting a job post, and then, all those creators are reaching out to you, and then you can screen them out and, pick those that you relate to the most, or that represent your brand the most, or that you like the content the most, or whatever it may be, right? So you can actually vouch, your, or like you can, kind of interview them pre-hand and have, the most suitable content creators do the content for you. And then from there, and they can also use all the content that you're doing with all the brand ambassadors that we mentioned. So they can create all these different compilations for you, and they can be on those, videos, but they can be, just creators editing the content for you. So, there's very different formats here. So you can basically choose which way to go. And I think, as with anything in marketing, you need to test, right? So that's what we did. I mean, we were testing brand ambassadors, we're testing content creators, which are essentially, I mean, if we were, to post those videos on their profiles, they're essentially called, paid influencers. But we didn't do that. As Dan said, we were using, this content, and we were posting it on our own profile. So, so you need to test all the different, variables, whether it's, the brand ambassador, the content creators, a mix of all of them, whatever, right? So test everything and see what works best. And also, I do want to mention, a couple of, very, like, few tips when you go about, like, to interview all these different content creators, and you post a job on the creator marketplace, and you look for either brand ambassador or content creators. So if it's a content creator, look for traction, right? Because you want to see that person knows how to create content that engage, a large following, like this huge audience, or like, those, like, their videos are being picked up by the TikTok algorithm and spread out across, different, platforms. However, with brand ambassadors, it's not about the traction, it's not about the following, it's just, about authenticity, right? So look for all these, people who look very authentic. They're not salesy or pushy. They're not doing a lot of, different product reviews. They don't have large following, because then they'll charge, fees for advertising on their channel or whatever. And then, it will also, lower down the level of authenticity that you can offer in that kind of approach. So don't look for large following with brand ambassadors, but do look for that in content creators, right? You need to kind of distinguish between the two. And then, like look for content creators that point out, valuable insight for their audience, right? Whether it's like, I don't know, like a medical product, right? A supplement, a vitamin, whatever it may be. Look for, doctors, nurses, whatever, that speak about, that actually provides value for people on TikTok or on YouTube. And they can speak, valuable stuff about your product and brand. So yeah, that's basically it. And also try to kind of come up with different personas, to test different angles for your brand. So not just different people, but also different personas. Let's say, your product is suitable for both men and women. Try to find both men and women to review your products, and whether brand ambassadors, content creators. So, always look for all these different personas too.
Those are absolutely wonderful tips. For more great tips on effective marketing using creators and brand ambassadors, be sure to download Bambassadors' free white paper on TikTok for e-commerce brands, where you'll learn how to quickly establish trust with your customers and create persuasive content that drives sales. You can get that by clicking the links in the description box below this video. So what's your next step? Reach out to the team at Bambassadors. Let them know your goals and what you're trying to achieve. They care, they want to help you, and they want to help you succeed. And if you really want to level up your e-commerce strategy, then watch this video next. It's called 5 Proven E-commerce Marketing Strategies to 10x Your Business, and you'll learn insider secrets from Tanner Tozan and CEO Adam Weiler on how to scale 7- and 8-figure e-commerce businesses. Just click on the video and I'll see you on your screen now.